Right? Let's just check. Start checking. Okay. We are having started a live. Just to check audio is properly audible or not. So yesterday we have been practices in the last session. We have been started with the encapsulation. Just a second, checking the live. Audio is started. Just checking. Start checking. Yeah, hello. Yes. It's audible properly. Let's start. Yes, good. Finally, we have been today. We have started our live properly. Okay. Okay. So we have been started our session. So just to have a glimpse of this session. Yesterday we have been started our encapsulations. This is the important concept of the okay. Important concept. One of the oops concept. Okay. Okay. So let's start. What encapsulation means? Like just to have so it. We have created a class encapsulation. Let's practice this. Okay. Class bank account. This secure. Already we have been yesterday we have been doing this, but just for practice, we need to remember tomorrow. So yesterday some issue was there. Secure. Right. Okay, this has been created class constructor. We will create a constructor, and that constructor, what we can. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Ready? Let's just create a constructor. In that we have a private field. This private field we are talking about a private variable. Like this, we have been creating a private variable, and this is a private variable. Wait, okay. So we are practicing encapsulation, important pillar in the OOPS concept. So we have created a constructor. In that we have also a public name. So let's name and salary. Salary. So this dot name equals to name, and this dot hashtag salary. So this is a private variable, and we are accessing that using here, and we are getting this. Okay. So you can store the constructor salary. Let's just check. We are properly doing this. Yeah, initial balance. Yeah, we are good to go. Let's go with analyze name, public name, salary, constructor, getter set, getter and a setter. Okay, while using in the encapsulations, we remember we have to use a getter, get, and a setter. This is a getter function which we create using get keyword and salary. See, salary create like this, and we for the setter function we creates like this. For the industry standard, we create it as a variable. So it's assume it as a variable. The salary variable, salary variable. Get also use the same, and the set also use the same thing. So like this, we have been use this. Okay. What else? Let me see. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. What is the salary return? We have to return a stringlet user template literal. So, yeah. Although we have been yesterday, we have been practice the same thing, but just for our practice, we have been doing this again. This dot hashtag salary like this we have been printing, and setters is the name and setter, and it got a name is salary that updates the field, but only if the salary is a positive or number. So if sal greater than 0, then only we will is salary plus equals to salary is a positive number. Okay. Sal. Let's uh, S1 equals to okay, commas S1 equals to new keyword. The new keyword secure employee. Let's just copy this. Okay, secure employee. And here we passed employee name G and his salary is one lakh. Okay. Let's S1 dot salary. So this way are doing this. And I think so. Remember that's salary getter function that we are using. So not need like call as a function. Log salary and just yeah, it doesn't need uh, okay. But what happens if we try to this? So it will be show error. Yeah, it's show error because it's not a function or a method, just as a property. It's as a property. Okay, okay. Let's go. What else? Let's give a try again. So let's increase the level. Let update. Let go to the next level in cap in simulation and master it. Master it step by step. Step also with the other pillar that we have the till now, which is inheritance and polymorphism. Also, review my solution in sentence. Okay. So, yeah, when your solution is excellently and correctly utilize the modern hashtag private field syntax, you perfectly implemented and get a reputation, blah blah blah. Okay, okay, okay. Got it. Small detail, you currently added the new amount to salary rather than updating. Okay, we have to update, not modify something like this. What is the difference between? Let's just see difference between update and modify. Is there any something? The code difference update means bringing something up to date by replacing old information with data. Modifying means simply making a partial alterations or changing the characteristic of an object without making necessary API. Okay, it's like a little bit confusing, but okay. Let's move to the next thing. Encapsulation level 2. Private methods and combining pillars. To master the encapsulation, you must know that method cannot can also be made private using. Okay, here we have understood that we can create a method too, a private method. Private method are helper functions used internally by the class that the outside world doesn't need to see. Okay, let's combine the encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So, from till yet we have been completed this thing, these three pillars. Comment if you know about the fourth pillar. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to see your comments. Okay. Your advanced channels challenge. We are going to build a secure banking system and with the different types. Okay, let's see how we are going to create a different account types, a secure banking system through our OOPS concept. Let's just see. Okay, constructor accepts. Okay, declare a private variable. Okay, create a new starting only secure account like this. We are create a class without parenthesis. Remember this? Constructor. You have a constructor. Okay. have a private variable balance at the top. Okay. Constructor accepts owner and initialization. Initialize balance. Okay. Owner, we are having owner and initial balance. Initial, initial balance. Okay. We have two things in a constructor. Assign this private variable. Okay. So let's keep the owner. Owner is equals to owner and this dot hashtag balance. This is a private variable. Initial balance. Okay. Balance. This is we have been created a constructor. Create a private method. Okay, we have to create a private method. Let's create. Okay. So using the hashtag, we can create a private variable as well as a private function also. Like this type, comma, amount. Let's give a try. And if it's hit and a try, let's see. Okay, type amount. It should be return a string. Okay. Type of amount proceed. Okay, type. What does it mean by type? Okay. Let's follow the instructions that we have been given through the questions. We are removing type of dollar mount okay, processed mount processed. Just printing thing. We create a private method name hashtag log transaction type amount. It should be return just return a string. Okay. So we'll go with as per our question needs. What else? Create a public method deposit. Okay. So we have to create a deposit function method amount. If the amount is like a condition, amount greater than zero, add it to the balance. If the amount is greater to so this dot of balance add equals to this dot okay, just this dot balance plus equals to amount. Okay. Balance added to the balance and console.log log the result of calling your private log transaction deposit and amount. Okay, it's a little bit tricky here. What is mean? Create a public method. We have been created a public method deposit amount. It's if the amount is greater than zero, which is greater than zero, then we will add to the balance. Okay, here we have been added to the private variable. Okay, after this and console.log the result of calling private log transaction deposit. Okay, so we have to call this and print. Okay, so this is not a one line. So just enter and okay, enter. Now here we will be doing what is console.log. What is the console.log here? Here the console.log is the result of calling a private, okay, hashtag log transaction, SACTR transactions, and we have to print deposit. Okay, so here we are defining the deposit as well as the amount. Okay, it's great. It's a little bit tricky, but interesting. Let's move to next. What are the next step is saying? Okay, so we have been done this. Create a getter balance. Okay, so we are fully utilizing our knowledge for the getter setter, which we use in the encapsulation. So, okay, while we using the coding and the encapsulation thing, we have to remember that private thing and getter and setter we are mostly focusing, which means encapsulation here. Okay, so here we are create a getter balance. Okay, just a second. Yeah, get a balance. Get a balance, return a raw numeric value of a balance. Okay, just a raw numeric value, which means this dot hashtag balance. Here hashtag means we are accessing a private variable. Okay, so this we are going as wait. Second step, we are have to create a child. Okay, so remember when we use extends, so just a small information. The extends keyword, always remember, whenever you have seen the extend keyword, which means there is inheritance. Important pillar of a OOPS concept were four. They are having a four important OOPS pillar, and from that, one of the important pillar is inheritance. So let's perform the inheritance thing. Let's create a savings account. Okay, ACCANT extends, which always use a extends keyword, and extends secure account. With using this, we are able to accessing the secure account, all the data. I mean, all the variables and the methods we can access from the parent. This is a parent and this is a child one. Saving account. Okay. Saving account. Okay. Extends secure account. Okay. Yeah. Close the class. Let's create the constructor. Always create a constructor after creating this. Every class has its own constructor. After that, we have the takes owner initial balance. Okay, let's do it. Owner initial balance. Okay, and also interest rate. Interest rate. Okay, we are having this thing, and this dot owner equals to owner, comma. This is the public, all the things. This dot initial balance. Let's give a little short form. Actually, this is the let's copy and paste. My way type so much. Yeah, it's not that mean that we are what we call lazy. I mean, sometimes I forget the words. Then it's not that like we are lazy. Just okay, copy and paste is a good thing, easier for us. So let's use that. So okay, we have created this. Okay, okay, okay. What does next question tell us? Let's see. Hmm? Oh yeah, we also forgot about adding the music in the background, which create a great impulse. But we forgot. Okay, next time we will try to give this. So let's just check me once the audio is audible or not. See? Oh yeah, we also forgot about adding the music in the background, to create a great impulse. Okay, next time we will try to give this. Let's just check me once the audio is good. Yeah, audio is audible perfectly. That's of just checking those voice is full or no. Yeah, the audio is audible fully. Let's check. Okay, what is next? Okay, so after creating a constructors, we have to create a public method. Is apply interest. Okay, we will create an interest interest of res reset, not rest. It is about the reset. Okay, so here what we should do, it should calculate interest using the parents balance getter. uh, Create a public method, apply interest created. It should calculate interest using the parents balance getter. This dot balance multiply by this dot interest rate and uh, deposit the interest using the inherited this dot deposit method. Okay, so here something little bit tricky question has arrived us. So let's follow the thing. What we have here, our log transaction deposit thing get balance. Okay, and what we asked to do, let's just see. Okay, so what we have asked, it should calculate interest. Okay, first of all, motive is calculating interest. The parents balance getter. Okay, this is a balance function, which I mean getter function, which is about hashtag balance. Okay, return hashtag balance. Let use super keyword super dot balance. So we have using the super dot. Let's just console dot log one thing. Console dot log super dot. I think this dot balance is should be right. We just remove this and let's call. First of all, we have to call const secure sec sec1 equals to. I'll just copy and paste here using the new keyword and here. We have to pass two things, right? Owner is kernel, and its balance has it has initial balance of 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Okay. So after that, here also const saving count one equals to new. Let's copy this. Okay. We have this saving account. It has three parameters. Owner is Kuchu, and initial balance it has 50,000. And what is interest rate? Interest rate is let's have a 10% of interest rate. Why would we have a 10%? Let's be realistic. We are getting 8% from yeah. So after the getting the 8%, okay, let's SAV dot apply interest interest. Okay, let's see what is the output. Okay, we got error, console.log, unidentified this stuff. Okay, so we got some kind of error here. Line number, what is the line number? Line number 15. 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, here. Deposit console.log. Let's see. Create a private method name. It should be written. Okay, it should return something. Okay, it should return something, right? Add it to the balance. Okay. Okay, console.log return console.log the result of calling private hashtag transaction. Spelling is right. TRANSAC transaction. Type is deposit and amount. So why didn't it work? Let's debug the analyze. Hashtag log transactions. Okay. So, I don't know what's this happening. Let's try to let ENS equals to okay log transaction deposit. Okay, this is not ideal way to do. You know, just understand what's the issue here. Before that, let's take a water break. Let's before that, let's just check console.log one sec one dot deposit deposit 10,000. Okay, nope, there is a issue, and I didn't know what does the issue is here. Okay, sorry. Let's ask the Google. Um, what is happening? here what the issue with calling the private method in this class. Okay. The issue is that you are calling a private method incorrectly in your JavaScript. Okay. So correct is this dot hashtag. Okay. Does we get any idea here? No. Okay, so this is something that we have learned here. For calling the private thing, private, private method, we have to use this dot log transaction. Okay. I think also for the this dot depositors. Okay. Now here we have an it's not defined sec one initialization. Initial balance. Just a second. Initial balance is not defined. Why would we have to print the initial balance when we have to use the secure account? Sec 1 is not initial balance. Just it's about okay, sorry, secure account. Okay. Okay, if there is a problem, is secure. I just type member always capital first letter. Now run. Yeah, deposit front processed. Okay. Now we don't have to do this. Just load this. Okay. Let's just see. Undefined is the line number. Okay, so here we don't have to so that load. Okay, deposit has been processed perfectly. Let's move forward. Let's just we have been checking this. Now we are going to checking the saving account. Okay, just check save dot interest. Okay, this dot owner is not okay. There is an issue. What is the issue? Of I think we have been created, right? This dot owner equals to owner. So what's the issue? Must call the super constructor in derived class before access. Oh, so just forgot that we are inheriting. So here we have to pass the owner. Here we are passing owner and initial balance here. This is cancelled. Yeah, now it's running properly. You save dot apply interest. SAV. Okay, this SAV1. Let's run this now. Okay, this dot balance. Main.js, line number 34. 34, this dot balance. Yeah, this dot balance like this we are not using. What we are doing this hashtag. Okay. First of all, this is not a getter function, I think. What we have to do here, let's understand the question. What was apply interest? We should calculate the using this dot balance. Okay, let's just remove this thing first. After that, okay, just remove. Okay, someone has commented us. Okay, okay, thank you, master. Let's just check. what it is about. Okay, now it's working 5,000 properly. Like we are using the getter balance, so we can see it should has getter balance. It should calculate the interest. Okay, we have to calculate the interest. Multiply by, okay, multiply this dot interest rate. Okay. So we are multiplying with interest rate. After that, and deposit that interest using and deposit that interest. Let's just check how the interest we have been calculated. Oh, this is a 4 lakh. How we are calculating interest? Okay. So this is this dot balance is 50,000. Let's just check. It's 50,000 or 5 lakh. 1, 2, 3, 50,000. This is 50,000 balance. After having a balance, we are creating an interest. So this is the interest. Interest. Okay. So it's multiply. After multiply, let's just rather than I can pass divide by 100 means 0.08, right? Divide by 100 means 0.08. Yeah, 4,000 will be the interest. Yeah, that's correct. We got the interest. What should we do? And deposit that interest using the inherited this dot deposit method. Okay, does we have this dot deposit? Okay, we have a method. So this dot deposit method we have been called, and there we have to put this interest rate. So yeah, so now we have been done. Let's just check. Deposit of 4,000 processed. Okay, it's interesting. Those are not got this. Actually, we are doing this. We have created a private method, not the private variable. Private variable is like this, but we have been create a private method for the using the concept encapsulation. Okay, and we have called that method inside the deposit method. Okay, here you can see this dot log transaction hashtag log transaction. So we have been deposit, and using inheritance, we are here extended a secure account into the saving account. This is a child class. So in this child class, we have been we have been created a method apply interest. In this, we are calling this dot method, which is a method of a parent class. You can see your parent class. And in that, we are calling a private method, which is a concept of the encapsulation. So it's interesting. Let's move forward. What we have been called deposit method crucial. Remember, note to remember, child class cannot directly access the parent private field or method. So here we have been seen that we can't access that private thing. So they must public getter and method to interact with them. So for accessing this private thing, we are using the getter function here in our child class. Okay, we have been completed. Let's just see. Yeah, it's working. Let's just get a review from the AI. So this is the whole solution. These are the function methods that we created, private and public. Okay, let's just check. Okay, here now the solution. Take a look. Take a look and review in 2, 3 sentences. Let's move to next step. Okay. So we are using AI mode for learning also and for scaling up and giving level of questions to us. So like this, we can have a great practice also and learn about the prompting also, how to optimize way we can prompt or else we can do research. Okay, So if you are having any questions or something, you can drop in live chat or in the comment section, or also you can subscribe us and comment in our post section. So we have a community there we taking a questions also from our viewers. We are solving together, practicing together, learning together, and growing together. The solution is outstanding and correctly adheres to all the OOPS concept. You have perfectly asserted the private hashtag log transaction helper correctly assess the parents via this dot balance child class. This is the elegant and logic exactly as intended. Okay, that's good. Encapsulation level 3, preventing inheritance and deep immutability. Okay, it's something good. Let's explore this. Now that you have mastered private variables and method, let's explore object freezing and final classes. Okay, what does here mean? Object freezing and final classes. Let's know about it. These are the core concepts, advanced topics of the JavaScript that we are practicing now. JavaScript does not have a native final keyword like Java. Okay, in Java we are having a final keyword, but we can't we can't prevent inheritance and object modification using runtime patterns. Okay, let's just know more about it. Preventing inheritance, final classes. You can throw an error in a parent constructor if someone tries to inherit from it by checking new.target. Okay, so we have know about that in JavaScript there we have doesn't have any final thing like we have in Java. Okay, so we haven't learned in Java, so we didn't know much about Java. So let's focus on JavaScript only. The final class, the constructor. Okay, we define if new.target not equals to final class, throw new error. The class cannot be inherited. Okay, deep immutability. But what does this mean? You can throw an error if a parent constructor in the parent constructor. Okay, you can throw an error in the parent constructor. Someone tries to inherit it from it by checking new target. Yeah, it's little tricky. Deep immutability. Object dot freeze this. Okay. Inside a constructor prevents an external properties from being added, deleted, or changed after creation. Okay, your unlimited ultimate challenge. We will create a strict, secure configuration manager for an application that cannot be from and inherited and cannot be modified after creation. Okay, create a class immutable config. Let's follow the steps that we have been asked to perform because we are new to this field in the object freeze and what was the next? Deep is something deep immutability. Let's know about it. What does this mean? Let's create a class immutable config. Okay, we created a class immutable config. Event inheritance. Okay, check new dot target constructor if new dot target not equals to immutable fake, then throw error, throw new error, right? Throw error. We have to remember every time this error keyword should be capital P. Okay. This class, not class cannot uh, just a sound of dialect. We have done with this. Okay. What is the next step? Let's follow this. Private field declared a version. The private version. After that, accept constructor accept DND. Constructor accepting DND or DND example productions and version. Okay. Version. So, so this dot DND equals to DND. Correct this dot hashtag version equals to version. Okay. After public property, let's create a property signs. It means property. Does it mean we get a data? No. Explicitly, we have been mentioned the data is a version. Okay. So let's create a assign. Okay. Property is this is the assign this ordinary. Lock the instance call object the freeze at the very bottom of the constructor. At the very bottom of the constructor. Object dot freeze this. Okay. We have been freeze this. After it, have a getter for the version created returns this dot hashtag version. Okay. Return test your boundaries. Okay, let's just test it. Class I1 equals to new this immutable. Okay. Immutable. What is it about? Immutable I1. Okay. Try to create a child class. Okay, we have to create a child class. But it's about a fake config. Okay, extends immutable config. Okay, and one is okay, and it is necessary to see it fail. Try to change config. Config 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 dot env. What does this mean? Config dot env equals to development after creation. You see, it's a block. Give the final strict structural challenge a shot. Give this final strict structural challenge a shot. Okay, it's a little bit confusing. Okay, so we are on our boundaries. Try to create a child class. Create it. Okay. Send it to see it fail. Okay. Try to change config.env. Config. Where is the config we have been used? env we are having. env.config. We are having version equals config.env equals to. Try to create a child class. And env version. What does it mean by env and version? Let's understand more deeply about this. What is it telling us? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lakesh. Buddy. Let's see. Join us. Join our community. You can share your questions that you are solving or practicing things. We would love to see your progress also in our community section where we invite all of our viewers to join us and practice together so we can master together and be a JavaScript master. Okay. Now get back to focus our question. We have completed these steps and we have successfully created a class. We have been created a second class also. Test your boundaries. Try to change the config dot env equals to develop. Okay. So we have to change this. I think the creation to say it block. Okay. Let's but what does mean by config dot env? Because here we didn't mention anything config related to config. What it is about config development. It's just giving it's a development. ENV is a development, okay, after the revision, and version is 0.1. And let's just get version I1 dot version. Before that, just console dot log. Okay. So providing version. Uh, what does this? Can you elaborate this thing? This sentences. Focused. Just when you lock the class or object using advanced security pattern, the browser or a Node.js will actively block any unauthorized changes. Here is exactly what happens when you run those test boundaries, big inheritance. When a child class extends a parent class running new fake config, okay, triggers the parent via super. Here, let's just try. Const f1 equals to new fake config. Okay, in that, what does it accepting? Inside the field constructor, new target point should a class actually cited pick. Okay, we configured, but default is this. I didn't get it actually. I just asked what does it mean. So here our solution is, and I didn't understand what you mean in those boundaries. Okay. Explain in few short sentences in real life file. Okay, let's understand what does this actually the nice. Okay, your code is absolutely perfect and implemented restriction exactly right. Okay, so our code is correct for now. Let's break down those boundaries. Okay, so we are confusing on that those boundaries. What does that mean? Let's understand. Think of a immutable config as a special protective parent who says you cannot copy my DNA to make a child. Okay, it's interesting. So we have been in the prompt we are just added one thing that is ELI5. ELI5. I hope everyone knows what ELI5. If you know, write in the comment section, and if you know or don't know, ask in a comment section. So we will be sharing that too. So when you type new fake config, the code crash on purpose. Okay. So when we do this, the code is going to crash. Okay, but we don't able to see the crash. We will check how we can see the crash. Okay. If you new target not equals to immutable config, the code acts like a security guard. Stop the program because a child class tried to exist. Okay. The modification block. Changing the env, think object dot freeze this as a spraying super glue all over the object once it is created. If you try to write dot e iv equals to iq. Where we does we have iv? Okay, like this. If you are trying I okay dot env equals to production. So let's see. Throw new error. This cannot be class. Okay, so like this. Okay, got it. So we can't update its value because the object has been freeze here. You can see the object dot freeze this. So we can't access to object. So object has been freeze. So this means it's representing that this class instance. Okay, this object. As a spraying super glue to all of your objects once it's created. Okay, super glue prevents and changing the adding or deleting any information inside I, which means we can't change or update this. Okay, encapsulation for the final master challenge. Okay, let's just report this way. So our last final chapter. Okay. But what does this? Before that, can you explain this? Before that, explain me this. Does it mean that our free config will not able to run and show the output of the parent data? Yes, exactly. Because of your security guard inline, fake config will completely crash. The program will stop running before doing anything else. Let's just try. Okay, so here I have a check, and this will just like this console.log this dot hashtag version. Let's check. Okay. So what we do f1 dot check. Okay, this dot version must be declared and I use a class private variable. Just check. Just private variable hashtag version must be declared and using class. Okay. Okay. Use class. Was it this? It's a it's like this. Just check what this is. Basically, this I so you just understand how the it's of what to this had happens in the mixing up how the access of parent class features super with the how field actually works in terms of what the error means. Syntax error declare must be enclosing class generic message. Job for private identifier is used in an invalid syntax. If we have an invalid syntax, outfix it. If the version belongs to current class, remove super entirely. Okay. Super dot get version. Okay, like this we can access. Okay. Super dot version. Okay, yeah, we are having this right. We can, but I think this require this dot version here. house. Okay. Yeah, we have got it. So here and instead of this, we do this. Yeah, we can do this. But just now see this undefined. Okay. What if we just dot version? Then undefined. Right. Okay. Because here we print thick. Let's have version and env and version. Let's see this. What is happening? See two. Define mask to PNB. So have a production. Let's see. We are having a P and we are passing to C as a P. Okay. 2.0. Okay. Now you can see this dot is working. Let's check this. Does it work? Yeah. Either we can use this or we can use this super. Most probably we are trying to use the super because we have understanding that super refers to the parent class. Okay. Okay. Let's move next. Okay, okay, okay. Like this, it's happening. Okay, so let's just comment it out. Now we can't access this through another this because we have been strictly paused this thing. Crash. When you run the new feed, it immediately jumps to parent and hit the if statement. Stop the code instantly through an error completely freeze execution output because the crash line. Okay, see it in action. What is happening? Okay, we completed. See in actions. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so we haven't completed this program completely. Like this, it's a visible now. We have a glimpse of it. Okay. Change, change, change. That is okay. Like this. Let's change. So we can't do the IV dot productions. Inherited. Yeah. So then we haven't mastered the three of this concept: encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and inheritance. Okay. So if you have been, and what is the fourth? Comment out the fourth pillar. We have been what we haven't learned till yet. So first we learn about uh, practice. After that, we understand the inheritance. After that, we have understood the extraction, abstraction. Not abstraction. Abstraction is the fourth pillar. Okay. We have to understand the encapsulation. We want to start with the abstraction. Give us a short glimpse about the the- this solution and also solution. Just to have a review. So solution is allegedly combines encapsulation and immutability. You correctly provide or in present. Okay. Okay. Let have a small glimpse about it. So tomorrow we will be starting with the abstraction. Abstraction or short glimpse. You have been master encapsulation, hiding data, inheritance, sharing data, sharing code, and polymorphism, overriding behavior. So we have been understand this three concept, which is the important concept in the OOPS pillar. Final pillar is abstraction. Think of abstraction as a hiding complexity and showing only the essential. The ELFI example, when you drive a car, you only interact with the steering wheel, gas, and pedal. Okay. You do not need to understand how the engine burns fuel or how the piston moves. The steer wheel is the abstract interface that hides the complex machinery underneath. A code, it means hiding the complex implementation details. Include a simple method name so user don't have to think about how it works. Okay, so let's pause here today and we will tomorrow start with the abstraction, the last pillar of the OOPS concept, and understand deeply about it. Thank you for watching us and giving us a little of this important time. And let's practice together and master together JavaScript. Have a nice day. Good night. Radhe Radhe.